Hello, this is George Hutton, and you are listening to the Mind Persuasion podcast. Today we continue our study of linguistic presuppositions, a subset of the Milton model, otherwise known as covert hypnosis. Our first pattern today is called negative questions. This is very similar to simple questions. For simple questions, remember, when you phrase the question so simply by answering yes or no, your listener or reader will have to accept the embedded idea. When you make a negative question, it works basically the same way. A negative question is simply phrasing the question with a negative contraction at the beginning. Don't you want to go to the beach? Aren't you hungry? Haven't you had dinner yet? Don't you want to see that movie one more time? When used incorrectly, these can sound a bit confrontational, as it is obvious the speaker is forcing the listener to acquiesce. If your boss walks up to you at the end of the day and says, "Don't you want to work overtime tonight?" It sounds like you're in trouble. But it sounds a lot less confrontational if she said, "Do you want to work overtime tonight?" When using these conversationally for persuasion, make sure you aren't forcing your listener or reader to feel any sort of pressure. We'll use the idea of exercise is the best way to lose weight. Aren't you aware that in order to lose weight, all you really need to do is exercise and that you don't need to spend any money on diet pills or monthly membership plans? Don't you realize that all you need to do is simple exercise only 5 minutes a day in order to lose weight? We'll look at the idea of dollar cost averaging. Aren't you aware of all the people that have generated huge nest eggs through simple dollar cost averaging? Aren't you ready to start an investment plan based on dollar cost averaging that will surely grow your nest egg and provide you with an easy and relaxing retirement? Aren't you aware of the power of presuppositions to help you to easily persuade others and to help you protect yourself against manipulation? Haven't you discovered yet just how you can use these patterns in your daily conversations to covertly convince others of their great potential? Aren't you aware that the great persuaders and orators of all time have been using these patterns for centuries? Isn't it time you started to really practice them yourself so that you can powerfully enrich the lives of all those around you? Our next pattern is called rhetorical questions. Rhetorical questions are questions which don't require nor expect an answer from your listener. They are designed to express an opinion to a supposed answer to the rhetorical question. For example, if I say in exasperation, "Who cares what we do?" I'm not really asking for a list of people who are concerned with our actions. I'm expressing a supposed truth that nobody cares. In order to use these in persuasion, it's helpful to phrase the rhetorical question to minimize any past situation or condition that is contrary to the idea that you are intending to convey, and then follow it with a statement containing your idea and the positive benefits that will follow if your listener or reader decides to accept your idea. Exercise is the best way to lose weight. Does it really matter that you've been trying to lose weight for years and nothing works? What's really important is that you realize that exercise is really all you need, and consistent daily exercise will allow you to gradually and permanently lose the weight you want. Who cares if you spent 2 years on that mail-order diet plan without any real success? What's really important is that you are starting a daily exercise program which has allowed thousands, if not millions, to consistently not only lose weight, but keep it off as well. Dollar cost averaging is the best way to make money in the stock market. Does it really matter that all the pundits on TV are saying that the stock market is in the worst shape ever? What's really important is that with consistent dollar cost averaging, you will be setting yourself up for a nice, comfortable retirement, and you will be able to do all the things you've dreamed of. Who cares if your next-door neighbor got lucky with that IPO and made billions overnight? What's really important is you and your future, and how dollar cost averaging will generate a nice, healthy nest egg that will be waiting for you when you're ready to retire. Does it really matter that you are now just starting to realize the amazing power of presuppositions? What's really important is how you plan on using them in the future, both for your benefit and the benefit of all those around you. Are you really worried about how you are going to use these powerful patterns conversationally? Because once you start to see how powerful and useful they are to increase good feelings and potential, you'll really be wondering how you ever got along without them. Practice strategies. Listening to these will help you quite a bit. Listening several times can help you use these in normal conversations. Listening to this several times will help you recognize when others are using them, particularly in harmful or manipulative ways. But in order to really drill them so they become second nature, consider writing them out longhand several times. You can read more about the ebook version of this podcast at mindpersuasion.com/covert-hypnosis. In the ebook is an extensive set of practice techniques and recommendations how to get these into your brain to more quickly become as persuasive as you can. The basic idea is this. You take 2 or 3 ideas that you'd like to be true and then simply plug them into these patterns and practice saying them, or better, practice writing them out. Take some time with these. Ideally, try spending at least 10 or 20 minutes a day practicing these, either speaking or writing them out. The more you practice, the more fluent you'll become. Think of learning these like you would a foreign language. The end goal would be to simply speak them naturally without having to think about them. That means all you need is an outcome for any particular communication, and whoever you are speaking or writing to would do it automatically for their own reasons. The best, quickest, and most effective way to drill these into your brain so that you can speak them naturally and subconsciously is to write each pattern out several times. Take a few ideas you'd like to believe as true, wrap these patterns around that idea, and write them out as many times as you can. For example, take the idea that you are incredibly persuasive and use that one idea, you are incredibly persuasive, and write each pattern out with that as the core idea you're trying to convince yourself of as you write these out. Then repeat this process every day for 1 month. At the end of the month, you'll not only have wired these patterns into your brain for subconscious and automatic use, but you will have also convinced yourself of a powerful set of self-affirming beliefs. Thank you for listening to the Mind Persuasion Podcast. I'm George Hutton, and I look forward to speaking to you again soon.